For LSU, it's one more gimme before heading into the final stretch. Wait just 1 minute. Is Western Kentucky really an easy victory? We'll ask columnist Ron Higgins what he thinks in Talkin Tigers, coming up next. Welcome to Talkin Tigers. I'm Jim Derry. Heading into their final game of October, LSU is just one win away from entering the big Alabama game undefeated and in control of their national championship destiny. But how do they keep from overlooking a Western Kentucky team that is 9th in the country in total offense? They're averaging a whopping 535 yards per game. That's more than Leonard Fournette gets. To talk about this, let's go to SEC and LSU columnist Ron Higgins. And Ron, should the Tigers be worried about this potent Hilltoppers team?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a great matchup for LSU to go into the Alabama open date. You know, I mean, it's one of those things you can't overlook, and you want to stay sharp and need a challenge. And this team's a challenge. I mean, it's third nationally in passing offense at 414 yards a game, and sixth in scoring offense about 44 points a game. And then there's the fact that they're third in the nation in turnover margins. So this is a team that takes care of the ball. So this is I like this for LSU this week. It has their attention. I don't think they'll overlook one thing.
You know, it's tough, even though all the things you pointed out, how many yards they average and how potent they are. It's tough to look at how they've done against certain opponents and compare it to LSU's schedule. But, you know, here are a few things to note. Although they've scored 55, 58, 49, 56 in wins the past 4 weeks over North Texas, Middle Tennessee, Rice, and Miami of Ohio, the Hilltoppers only scored 14 in a 2-point win over Vanderbilt in the season opener, and they lost 38-35 in Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, they struggled early. I mean, they got their stuff together. I think most football teams, I mean, it's human nature for players to look at scores, but when they look at game film and they see that these guys can be trouble, if you allow them to be trouble, that's enough. And I think LSU's seen the game film. They realize what they're up against. They realize they got to go in with a clear mind and take care of business.
Yeah, no one on this team has played Western Kentucky. The last time LSU played him was 2011. Let's talk about the bye week and what the Tigers will be doing as they get that usual week off before they face Alabama.
Well, I mean, you get a couple of days off. I mean, just to kind of clear your mind and freshen things up, and you start looking at the Alabama game plan, what you're going to do, and how you're going to approach that week. I mean, the hype will build for 2 weeks. If both these teams win this weekend, Alabama's at home against Tennessee, and the hype will build. And I think it's, I don't know for a week and a half what you could study with these two teams because they're so much alike. They always are. There's no secrets. It comes down to two teams with the best set of athletes in the SEC and execution. And like I said, there's no secrets. Everybody knows what LSU likes to do. LSU knows what Alabama wants to do. And that's the beauty of this matchup always. And that's why I think these two teams really respect each other, because there are no secrets. They go right at each other.
Beat writers and columnists get a couple days off too?
No. There's no off days. No.
All right. Well, before we let you go, I want to talk basketball for just a second. There's a lot of hype surrounding Johnny Jones' team this year. LSU opens the season ranked 19th in the Associated Press poll. You know, that in itself is exciting enough, but add on preseason SEC Player of the Year Ben Simmons, and who knows, are the expectations too high for this team?
You know, not with the talent level they have. And the main thing that really sticks out for me is this is a true team that will have a bench that will have depth and versatility. They have 6 guards of all types that can play different positions. They have, several different big players, inside players. Last year, LSU had 4 starters averaging like 33 minutes a game or more and had virtually no bench. It's amazing they won 22 games and got the NCAA tournament with no bench. But it caught up with them at the end of the year. You could see, players like Jordan Mickey just get gassed at the end of the year. Yeah. And it caught up with them this year. They have depth, they have talent, and that's why the hype is there.
Well, it's definitely something to look forward to. I'm excited about basketball, and it'll be right around the corner. It's coming.
Absolutely. It'll be here in a few weeks with exhibitions, and they got McNeese for the opener, and before you know it, they'll be going to New York, probably in Brooklyn, and a really good matchup with 2 really good teams. So I'm looking forward to this.
They open up with McNeese. There's no lightning in the PMAC. That's what they tell me anyway.
Oh yeah, I mean, and they'll sell a lot of tickets this year. They've already sold a lot of season tickets. I mean, it's an affordable season tickets, and anybody needs to go watch Ben Simmons for a year. He'll only be there 1 year. This is a special type of talent. You need to say that you were there watching Ben Simmons the year he was at LSU.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us, Ron. Look, get through Saturday and find a way to take a day off.
I don't know about that.
All right, we'll talk to you next week.
All right.
All right, for Friday's Extra Point, let's take a look at LSU's recent history against non-conference opponents and do the same for Les Miles. First for the Tigers. They now have won 51 consecutive non-conference games in the regular season. The last time they lost one of these things was the 2002 season opener to Virginia Tech when Nick Saban was coach. The last time they lost a non-conference game in Tiger Stadium, also under Saban, on September 23, 2000 versus Alabama and Birmingham. Ugh, remember that one. And for Les Miles, when's the last time he lost to a non-conference opponent during the regular season as head coach? Well, that would be 2002 in his second season at Oklahoma State. The Cowboys fell in week 3 of the regular season to UCLA 38-24. And that's it for this week, my friends. Don't forget to vote in our poll and let us know how you think Saturday will go. We'll be back on Tuesday to look back at the Western Kentucky game, and we'll begin to look ahead with a couple of weeks to Alabama and have in SEC Network's Greg McElroy. Enjoy the game and see you Tuesday.